Wow, Mahmoud, Nicole, what are you doing? This is not a relationship. Hi, my name is Miss Iffy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Please do comment below. We'd like to hear your opinion. Wow, Mahmoud and Nicole. The last episode, I've decided, you know what? There was so much going on. So much going on. I thought we'd better just do two videos instead of making one long ass video. So let's talk about it. 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, Episode 8, Season 4. For every prize, for every joy, there is a price to pay. Was that what it's called? Oh no, it was called this. For every joy, there is a price to be paid. Yes. And they are talking about Nicole and Mahmoud. So let's start with Osman and Debbie. Miss Debbie, she is living a fantasy world. 67 years old woman who's acting and behaving like she's 24, which is fine. I think it's great because she's done the marriage, she's done the kids, she lived her life, and now she just wants to live that cougar life. Sugar mommy. Okay? But unfortunately, Osman, he's not it for you, love. On this episode, we see they pick it up from where they left last week, which is her first night in Morocco, where they get two separate rooms based on his culture. Osman likes to do things his way, so he picks up and chooses of what applies to him in his religion and his culture, which I'm in no position to judge about that. I say go for it, mate. Okay? So they had an argument the night before, and this morning they're having a discussion. She was frustrated that he blindsided her, that he wants her to go back to America after 2 months of living in Morocco with him and his family. She was expecting for them to get married and live happily ever after and live in Morocco. She's already shipped all her belongings from the US to Morocco. And he tells her, listen, we do not know each other in real life, which I thought was very sensible, that he wants to get to know her for the next 2 months and then decide whether he wants to marry her or not. Her, on the other hand, that was not what she believed they were going to do. She thought they were going to get married, live happily ever after, like I said. So he tells her that, she's misunderstood what he was saying. He loves her. Oh, the word love and honey and my sweetheart, sweetie. My North African brothers, that's all they use. The love bomb words that they spit. Yeah, if you go to Morocco, or I've been to Morocco 3 times and Tunisia, I'm telling you right now, that's all you hear from the market, from the guys who work at the pool, the restaurant, etc., the hotel receptionist. Listen, that is just their game. So anyway, he tells her she misunderstood and he's going to prove her wrong. And he says action speaks louder. So they go out on a date. They go to the beach. Debbie gets really excited seeing the camel. This woman asked, is there a seatbelt on the camel? Can you believe it? A seatbelt. Wow. I've come across with many people and many nonsense over lockdown of my live streaming, where I made a lot of Americans that used to come on my battles that I was from a country called Mosquito. And I thought that was me taking a piss and actually convincing them. But never heard of it, like, does a camel have a seatbelt? So she gets excited, giddy, 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 and they go on a camel, and she holds on to him, and she says, oh, I can't believe I'm on this camel, and I'm holding on to Osman, who's like a toothpick. I was laughing because Osman reminds me of, no, he does not remind me. Osman is built like few of the men in my family. And one of them actually we nicknamed him from a very young age. His name's Toothpick. His nickname is. Yes, I'm from a family where literally nicknames are popular and they're outrageous. So you have to have tough skin. That's just our culture, our thing. And I thought that was so funny hearing that. So after they got the come on, she's like so excited, and she asks him, does he find her embarrassing? Because everybody's looking at them while they're at the beach. And he tells her, no, my love, all I'm looking at is you, and all I want to do is live this moment. That's not his words, but pretty much what he was implying. He said, I want to live the moment, and I don't see nothing other than me and you and our moment. I don't see anything else. In this world, all that is important to me, and I see it's my family and you. He said, if I'm sick, all I'm thinking is you and my family. So anybody else and anything else means nothing to me. Things that I understand where she's coming from, because everybody's looking at them because they are odd couple. She's older than him. She's a foreigner. So I think she's got a lot of she's self-conscious about that. But unfortunately, you've got to learn how to deal with that. And mainly it's coming from the person who feels like that. So she needs to explain to him how she feels, because I don't think he understands it, because that's not how he feels. He feels like, I want to live in the moment with my love. I love Debbie because she's crazy. And that was, he's referring to her when she came off the camel and how excited she were. She's crazy and young and giddy, giddy, giddy. Excuse me. Yeah, and he tells her, he loves her, and she's worried about those things. But obviously he's not. I don't know about this man, because sometimes I'm like, he come across very nice, very genuine. And another time when he's telling her, oh, you coming to live in my home and with my mom for 2 months, I feel like he's setting her up to live at his family, and so she can realize how difficult it is, and that she can run away back to the state. And because she loves him, she's going to apply for the green card and ask him to move to the state. I feel like that's the kind of setup he's doing in this relationship. But that's it about them. We'll find out more next week. I'm really excited to see when they go to his hometown in that little village, and she realized she could not have the wine, because according to him, it is if you bring wine in the house, the angels leave and the devils come in. Yeah. So it's going to be exciting to see. I hope it's going to be like Michael and Angela and Lisa and Osman, because both of those guys, their mothers was younger than their partners, their fiancés. So it's going to be really interesting to see that, she rolls into this house and find out that his mom's younger than her, and his mom's teaching her how to cook and clean and to look after her son. Oh, she's in for a shock. But I really like her. I think she's like come across as young at heart. So good luck to her. Let's hope she proves her son wrong. Now, let's get to the problem couple, the biggest problem couple in this series, and that is Nicole, who needs to go back to California. I'll be happy to organize GoFundMe for her so she can go back to the state and her visa can be cancelled. And not just to her visa to Egypt, we need to make sure her visa is cancelled to go to anywhere in Africa, Middle East, and India. Because this woman will not understand these men's culture. I don't think she's used to being led. I don't think she wants that role in a marriage or a partner. She wants to be equal, which is great. Nothing's wrong with that. Amazing. But the type, Mahmoud is not that. Mahmoud wants a housewife. Mahmoud wants somebody who's going to say yes to him. Mahmoud, this is how delusional Mahmoud is. Mahmoud wants a ready-made wife, okay? Which is why I think he needs to go and marry a woman from Egypt. He does not even want to tell her or teach her how to pray and how to do all these things. He finds it very irritating, okay? He expects her to know these things. Mahmoud just, seriously, Mahmoud, stay with your Egyptian woman, okay? Go and find an arranged marriage. So we find in this episode, they come back from their uncle from last time and they decide enough is enough with the argument. That way they're going to have a good day. He's teaching her how to pray. What TLC so far showed us is that these couple have a problem regarding about their religion and culture. But I found out this episode, that's not it. That is not the issue. Okay? Like I explained in the last video, she does not need to become Muslim. She can stay being Christian, okay? And he can still be married to her. Religion is not their problem in this. It's their communication, right? They're both hot-headed and they have nothing in common. Zero. They keep saying they love each other. People who love each other do not talk to the way they're talking to each other, okay? If you love somebody, you will not be talking to them like that. Okay? They need to love each other from distance and leave each other alone and find somebody else. Okay? So he's teaching her how to pray. And he does the wudu. Wudu is when you wash yourself before you start praying. And some people, they can only wash themselves once. There's few things that can break your wudu. Just like if you fart, if a man touches you, that's not your husband or your father or your brother. And if you go to the toilet, if you do those things, then you'll have to redo it again. Also, if you're woman, if it's time of the month, but as soon as the time of the month comes, you cannot pray at all. So those are the things into it. So I'm not sure how Nicole's going to cope doing the wudu for 5 times a day, if she has to do 5 times a day. And she finds it, and then he teaches her how to pray, and she finds it is very beautiful. She thinks it's very, very beautiful. She loves hearing him say the Quran. She said she's not heard him. It makes her very peaceful. And hold on, wait. You guys got married and you lived in Egypt with him before. So you're telling me you've not seen him pray before? Yeah. What I find in this is that he is not patient enough to teach her anything. And Nicole is the type of person who does not listen. Okay? She does not listen and she does not learn through that way. Everybody has a different style of learning. I myself do not learn based on reading stuff. I learn based on practicing. Okay? I'm all about action. Yeah? And I think what Nicole really needs to do is go on YouTube. Nicole needs to go and join expats who live in Egypt who are married to Egyptian men. There are Christian ones, there are Jewish ones, there are Muslim ones. Okay? Convert Muslims who. So she can join, she needs to go and join those people and find out what life's like being in Egypt and being married to an Egyptian man. People she can relate to. People like her sister-in-law, who's Chinese, who converted. Hello? Nicole, stop being in this man's pocket 24/7. He wants to teach you. You do not want to learn because you're challenging every little thing he does and he gets frustrated. I got frustrated just watching it. Girl, if he taught you how to, he told you how to light the gas, right? Yeah? How to switch the stove on. Yeah, how to switch the stove on. The gas stove. 100 times he said he told you. Yet you still didn't know how to do it and you had to ask him for his help 101 time. 101 time you had to ask him and he had to come and help you to do it. Okay? So if you could not do a simple task like that, you learning how to pray or learning about Islam, he's not the right person to teach you. Find a teacher. Mahmoud, get her teacher. Okay? Mahmoud, go and sign her up to go with these expats. Nicole, I don't even know why you want the hassle. Okay? Hassle of want to convert to Islam when you can have actually just go in and enjoy your afternoon tea with your expats. You can go to, to the swimming pool, these ladies, okay? Without even him knowing whatever. You go to their houses with the swimming pool, wear your 2 pieces bikini, go and live peaceful. And then come home to him and his family. And just keep the peace while you're there. And then just go and enjoy your day. With your expat. Go and sunbathe on a beach somewhere with these ladies. And yes, they do exist. There are a lot of expats who's not Egyptians, who married to Egyptian men and who do these things that I'm saying exactly. Okay? That is their daily life. It's like a little community. That's where she needs to find herself. So anyway, back to the episode. He tells her, let's go out for the day. And she said, I love swimming. So they go for swimming. After them just having fun, she decided to ask him, what do I need to put under the swimming pool, swimming suit? And he got irritated regarding that question. I found the question stupid. Some people might not. Okay? I find it stupid because she's been to Egypt before. She lived in Egypt before. She said she wore the one pieces, long swimming. It looks like it reminds me of divers suit, but except it's not that heavy. It's a swimwear material. Yeah. I think she wanted a reaction from him, asking what should I wear underneath, when she already knows that she can do whatever she wants. She could have worn underneath her her bikini, okay, if she didn't want to see any lines showing. Like, come on. So he found that a bit irritating. He was like, I don't know. And the tone he said, I don't know, and the way his eyes was, that you can tell he was so irritated and she wanted a reaction from him. And he was like, not today. So he walks off and says that, I don't know. And she was like, I was only joking, or whatever his comment. She knows how to press his button. So they go for swimming. And she tells him she wears the one piece, but she doesn't put the scarf bit on it that meant to go. It's like a hoodie. And he's like, So she was expecting a reaction from him to get upset, but obviously he didn't. He was like, you look nice, my love. They swimming, they're sitting down, and then she asks him, can he take his top off while they go swimming? And he was like, no, because the swimming pool was family oriented where they were, and there were other wives. He didn't want to do that. that she pressured him. And he took it off and said, okay, my love, and did what she wanted to do. Now, we go back and we see them after the swimming and having fun. We see them that they are arguing. Nicole's walking off from the hotel, tells him to leave her alone, says how she had enough of him and his slight little comments. And she feels like he's nitpicking on her, everything she does. Yeah, I mean, like, come on. She said while the camera's off, he made a comment about her when they were getting changed about swimming. And or was it her outfit or whatever? She said he was upset. I don't understand why Nicole takes everything he gets upset into heart. He's upset, so what? He's a grown-ass man. Be yourself. Okay? If he's upset, she's upset, and then they start arguing. Like, come on. She doesn't know how to, they don't know how to communicate. And they do not know how to communicate, and they do not know how to communicate. They do not know how to communicate, and they should not be together. Okay? She needs to go back to California. California. Seriously. But I don't think these two love each other or even know it. So she gets angry. He follows her. She's like, leave me alone. Go away. And he tries to grab her hand in the middle of the road and saying, what's wrong with you? Like, I don't understand it. Can we go home and talk? You are embarrassing me in the middle of the street. He makes a comment saying if this was an Egyptian woman, she would not have done this. We would have talked behind closed doors. I feel really bad for his mum because his mum's been constantly witnessing this bickering and argument every time, which is really, really sad. Because I really, it's like, it's so embarrassing. I'm not sure how these two are not embarrassed. Oh, seriously. And he gets upset and says he doesn't really understand. He gets frustrated. I must say, this was just a bit too much. This is the reason why I'm saying, Mahmoud, leave her alone before you get yourself into trouble. I've seen the way your face looked. Okay? You were very angry and it was not a nice way of seeing it. We've seen you a few times on this series where you got angry, but you walked off. But this time there was no walking off because you were worried about her, thinking that where she's going to go if he walks off, because they're not at home. In the past, he's always been at home and went for a walk. He tells her, if you do not talk to me and if you don't go home, I'm going to divorce you. He walks off and feels really embarrassed. Everybody's looking at him, and then he takes his mics and stuff off and he's like, I'm going. Calls Uber and tells her if she does not come with him, texts her as she was back in the hotel in the seating area talking to the producers, I'm going to divorce you if you do not get in this. And we see him get on the Uber by himself, and she's sitting there saying, I don't know who he thinks he is. You know, I'm 36 years old. I've never been spoken like this. I'm used to getting my own way. Da, 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 da. I like being my own. I thought, Nicole, why did you marry this guy? This is the problem. She said she was on a couple of months of finding herself, traveling around Egypt, and then she met him. Nicole, you needed to go and find yourself. I don't think you need a couple of months, darling. I think, Nicole, you need a year. But please, I'm sure you can find one of those retreatment, yeah, in California. Find one of those hipster community and stay there, okay? Because you're not ready. You're not ready for Middle Eastern man. You're not ready for North African guy. You're not ready for rest of African men. You're not ready for Indian guy. Please. yeah, stay, because he's not for you. I really, really hope this he's really angry and he divorces her and she goes back to the state and we don't have to see them again. Because this is too much. Way, way, way too much. They do not know how to communicate. They don't know how to compromise. They've got nothing in common. Everything is challenging in this relationship. They cannot even be happy for 10 seconds. There's no joy in this relationship. I don't get it. Well, anyway, that's it for this episode. We'll see all the messy drama next week. So thank you very much for joining my channel and watching my video. I wish you a great day or great evening, wherever you are, whatever time you're watching in the world. Thank you again. My name is Miss Iffy. Bye.